Hello there. We caught you taking a sip of your drink. Oh, there's another one. Another one. DJ Khaled.
Straight out of alcohol.
That's a nice little shameless plug there.
Delicious hop water that if you go right now to my socials, you can find a link and get 15% off your order at gobrewing.com.
I'm not going to tell them to do anything, but I think they should do it.
You want to help me out and feed all these kids I got? I get a little kickback if you use my promo code and my referral link. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
No.
But we can talk about that and the delicious beers, the non-alcoholic beers, I should say, that they make. Anyway, we're not going to do that. We're going to do that. No.
I am Blair. You are Pluggo. How are you doing, Pluggo?
I am good. I got a haircut this week. I was homesick all day today, but I'm feeling better. I'm ready to rock and roll.
And now we are recording this. It is March 17th. It is actually St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
No, we're recording it on the 17th, but this is airing March 29th.
Nope, it's St. Patrick's Day even on March 29th.
Oh, okay. This is airing the day after LPW show. And, it's so this is, that's what we like to do around here.
So hopefully when this airs on that Saturday morning after LPW 35 Into the Void, Barack Arani has lost another match.
Dude. Give him a little bit of a break. Come on.
It's never going to happen, my friend. It's never going to happen. He is quite mean to me.
Yeah.
That Barack Arani.
You kind of instigated a little bit.
I don't know. He's a bully. He's a bully.
Well,
but anyway,
maybe a bit. We're here. We have a special guest. Should we bring that guest in right now? Do you have anything else you would like to address our viewers with before?
No, I would like to ask our guests their thoughts on Barack Arani.
You know what? Let's bring our guest on. They will give us his thoughts on Barack Arani.
That's what I want. I want people to shoot hard on that son of Kosovo guy.
All right, let's do it.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How's everyone?
We are good.
Good. Peekaboo.
Are you going to shoot out on Barack Arani like Pluggo wants? I hope not.
I don't know who that is.
That's fair. That actually makes me so much happier that you don't know who that is.
Okay.
Barack
Garani. You know him. One half of Carolira for LPW.
Bayrat. I love him. One of the most handsome.
Cut that part out.
Eyes on.
He is very handsome.
You can't teach looks like that. That's genetics.
No,
he's
an absolute stud.
I mean, that's pushing it.
Wow, Elliot, how are you doing?
Hi, Elliot.
I'm good. I saw Pluggo talking about his beer. What beer was it again?
Well, it's a top water from Go Brewing. It's a non-alcoholic company. They make non-alcoholic beverages, and I am an ambassador for said company.
All right, I love it. And then I saw you, Blair. What were you sipping on?
I'm just sipping on a nice Coke Zero.
Oh, same Coke taste,
but 0 calories.
Zero calories, zero sugar.
And see, that was all a plug to get to my drink.
What do you got?
Which is just coffee with a little cream.
Hey, that's okay. I have only ever had one cup of coffee in my entire life.
That's crazy talk. How?
My identity is coffee. That's crazy to hear.
Are you you're a big coffee guy? You know all the
yeah.
The
what's
shops
the go-to
you walk in and you
coffee
know
order?
You're set.
Go-to coffee order for me is just a coffee with cream. If I'm getting Tim Hortons, it's a coffee 2 cream. Starbucks, I'll take a little more because their coffee tastes like dirt water. You can quote me on that. That's grade C American coffee. No one has worse coffee than the Americans, and I had that belief long before what's currently happening. It's poo-poo water. My go-to, being around the world, it's a cafe, but they also make coffee you could order online. Cheap plug. I have no ties. Best coffee ever. They represent fair trade. So where they grow the beans, they actually pay people well and house and school their children. There's a lot of charity work that goes in. So I'm a big coffee guy. And that's what I'm drinking right now.
Like last time I was in Vancouver, I've only had one cup of coffee, so I'm not frequenting the coffee shops, but I'll tell you, I found some delicious pastry places. There's one in like Gastown that like incredible stuff.
Gastown's the best for it. Casey Ferreira used to live in Gastown. He introduced me to a sweet, I'm forgetting the name of it, and I feel bad, but he introduced me to a really good one, and I still go there pretty regularly. They have good pastries.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I like a good pastry.
I'm a big time pastry slut, so I love.
What's your pastry of choice then?
I'm a big stone guy.
Which pastry are you slutting out the most for, Blair?
Oh, I'm a strudel guy. Give me those strudels.
Strudel.
Yeah, man.
You taking all that strudel, huh?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, cool.
I also
like a nice croissant. A croissant's a nice, delicious pastry as well.
Just a plain croissant?
If it's a plain, I'll take it. But I went to this place in Indianapolis for the Rumble. We had this place called Chronic Coffee, and they had like croissant sandwiches, and they were like the best croissant I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little egg, a little cheese on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're speaking my language.
That's right. Hells yeah. I like this guy. This is the first time I've met you, Elliot. So good.
Yeah. I think I see your tweets all the time, but this is the first time we've ever talked.
Well, I'd like to apologize then for all of my tweets.
I like them.
See, when it comes to like finding guests, I like to find guests that match like our vibe. And as soon as me and Elliot did a Love Wrestling interviews, I was like, we got to get him on for exposure because dude is an absolute gem, and I'm glad you're here.
How many things have we done together now? I feel like you and me have done like 8 separate, whether it be like Grainmaker or Love Pro, like it's all the time, and I love it because it's just like, you know, you do some podcasts like, oh, I gotta go home after work and talk for an hour, and it's like with you, it's like, oh, it's no different than like going to training earlier and just chatting wrestling with like someone I train with. Like it's just it's fun, it's easy.
Yeah, and I feel the same way, you know. So I wanted to bring you.
I'm actually dreading every second of this. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. This is going to be a good time.
53 minutes to go, and
yeah, he's ruined the vibe. No, I am a fan of Elliot Tyler. He comes into Love Pro Wrestling ever so often, and whenever I first was introduced to you, in the sense of your wrestling skills, and you're a great vibe. You're a good time. I like it a lot. So I'm excited. I'm here. I have to ask, what is the vibe when you come into a Love Pro Wrestling? What was it? What's it like? I always ask all the wrestlers that wrestle for Love Pro, like, what is it like to wrestle for Love Wrestling? Give me the dirt.
I love it. I was very lucky that I got to meet a few of the Love Pro heavy hitters before I went out there. For WrestleCore, here in Vancouver, they were bringing out MRB, TFA, and Crow for a little while. So I had known them, and I was very lucky that the first time I went out to Love Pro, I already knew them. And then on top of that, Travis was there, and I want to say, I'm drawing a blank on the other person, but another person was there, and it was pretty comfortable getting in. And then, I mean, like, the people I've just met there, contrary to your slander, Bayrat.
Whoa!
to your besmirch of his name, him, you know, like the whole crew's rad. I remember really hitting it off. He doesn't really work there anymore. I think he had to move to Manitoba, Saskatchewan. But TJ Cannon was the man. That guy's hilarious. And then like Short Kings, Zoe. You know, it's a good crew. I love it. Every time I go there, it feels no different than working in like a home locker room here, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
Everybody's always so nice. We're the streak continues, which is a good thing. I'm glad that the boys up there at Love Pro are taking good care of us and keeping our names in good standing.
And TJ is still in Winnipeg. He's here. I think he lives about 10 minutes away from me, but I never see the guy. So
are you ever at shows that he's on?
The last set of shows he was doing was for Wrestling United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna go, yep.
We can share this off air.
Okay.
But they are no longer running. They are no longer running shows.
Fair enough.
Oh, Blair, you met Cherry.
Yes.
Yes, she told me. I saw her yesterday at the school, and she was telling me that she met you, and I was like, love that guy.
Yeah, Cherry Blossom.
She's rad, eh?
Yeah, Lionsgate Dojo graduate, wrestled here for WPW.
Yeah.
And for only wrestling like just under a year, she's got it. Like she's going to do some great things in wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, dance partners help, and Ava's phenomenal. So what a great first opponent to have going out there. But
100%.
Yeah, like Cherry was gushing about how awesome Winnipeg was, and mentioned that you and her met, and she was stoked about that. And she was like, "You know Grainmaker?" I'm like, "I know Grainmaker."
Like I've done 8 things with him.
8? I think this might be number 9.
This is number 9.
Look, we're basically best friends, you know. So like, yeah,
hey,
it's just
you
an
said
extension.
it first. I'll never say it first, but you said it. Now we're best friends.
Hell yeah! Sorry, Pluggo.
Sorry, you guys continue. I'll just leave.
Yeah. Okay. So, welcome to For Exposure with Blair and Elliot, where we take a look at the world of independent wrestling. We're new best friends, and we are absolutely crushing it.
We're great. Am I the new host? One time only? Let's go.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Just so he doesn't pick on me like he did a few.
Oh
weeks ago.
darn! I have to. Oh, I was having fun watching the show. I can't wait to see what kind of vibe you guys have.
Pluggo, what hat do you have on?
This is a Los Angeles Lakers hat that I got off of the clearance rack at my local Lids.
Are you a Lakers guy, or is it just a cheap hat?
Cheap hat. I got hats. All over the place. There's a Raptors hat sitting right next to me that I wore on my last stream. So I try to change up the hat wearing for stream.
Okay. Do you watch like any basketball, or
yeah, I'm a basketball.
Are you doing it for attention?
I do watch the basketball. Lakers are pretty good. I'm a Rockets fan. This is a good year for us.
Rockets. What?
Houston.
Houston. Okay, I've been watching basketball for about 3 weeks, so I'm new.
Okay, I was gonna say, so are you doing it for clout then too?
Yeah, no, 100% doing it for clout. So I could post a tweet once a month and be like, "Good team, huh?" And then I get
everybody's like, "Hey, sports ball."
Yeah, and then there's like 3 likes on the tweet, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a hit." Let's go.
I have this thing you can that I just have a problem with. Like, I will buy and wear any shirt / hat of a team that I just don't. As long as I don't hate you, I'll wear it. So like my closet, people are like, "Who are you an actual fan of?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess you'll never know.
Hey, you know what? I'm
a fan of everybody.
I have an Edmonton Oilers hat. I'm not allowed to wear it to my dad's house, but I wear it all the time. It's great, you know. I love, a team with a good color scheme, nice little logo. I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I have a big head, I just buy hats that fit. So like I'll go to Lids and I'm looking for those size 8s. So I'm like, Atlanta Braves, guess I'm a new fan, and I'll buy that hat. And
you've got to have a big hat to know your head size for hats, because don't even know that there are sizes.
Yeah, you gotta get the fitted hat. Yeah. There's fitted hats that are per size. There's fitted hats that stretch. There's snapbacks. I mean, there's apparently they're called toques where you guys are from.
Yes,
I call them beanies.
Are you American?
I am American.
That's awesome. I figured you had that vibe.
What vibe is that? I'm having such a good time.
You're East Coast. Let me guess. You're East Coast?
No.
You give like New England vibes. There's a wrestler in like Oregon named Spencer Scott. You give me Spencer Scott vibes.
Oh well, I'm not from New England. My co-host on another show is though. But there's 50 states below the 49th parallel. Well, no, there's 49 states below the 49th parallel. Jesus, geography. Clearly, I'm American. Which state do you think I'm from if you had to pick now that New England's off the board? 48 other options because Alaska ain't it.
Alaska ain't it.
That ain't it.
Okay. I wanna say I don't want to say Midwest. Do I want to say Midwest? Not Indiana. No, because you said you went to Indiana for Mania. Oh, I only know like 5 state names. Shit. Is it Idaho?
Well, Idaho's at the West Coast, not the Midwest.
Idaho's the West Coast?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, that's Cascadia. It's technically like with us. When we talk about like Pacific Northwest wrestling, that technically includes Montana and Idaho, just like.
But I am from Indiana. You were pretty spot on.
Yeah. That was solid.
Damn it.
So I am one of the only, I think 2 or 3 of us from the states that love wrestling, because we have the American contingency down here locked down. But yes, I'm a Midwestern boy who apparently gives off the American vibe.
Okay, question.
Sure.
I promise I'll let you guys run this podcast once I'm out of.
Oh, this is
no,
fun.
no,
This is
by all means.
by all means.
A billion things. Indianapolis.
Yes.
Indiana?
Yes.
Indiana. You go to a lot of shows local, I assume.
I try to, yeah.
I don't.
But I'm not from Indianapolis. I'm from South Bend, but.
Okay, I don't know much about the scene out there. Can you give me like a top 3 I could watch or something? Or even just a company. Plug like a company's good. Or
Naptown Pro is Indianapolis. Pro? They're good. They do a lot of good stuff down there.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Black Label Pro runs a lot in Indiana.
Gotcha.
So that's another bigger one, and then we have some local ones from around my way that are just like smaller indies.
Cool.
Our scene's not real super deep, which is unfortunate, but we try.
I thought the Midwest was deep, or is it
the Midwest is deep? The Midwest is deep only because it's like where I'm at. I can get to anywhere pretty easily.
Gotcha.
I'm central to everything.
Is Adriel Noctis out that way?
I don't know who that is.
Count Noctis. He does like a vampire character. I feel like he's from Idaho and then he moved Midwest. I wasn't sure where. I was thinking maybe it was there, but
now I'm gonna have to look that guy up.
Yeah, he's got a cool vampire thing going on.
Hell yeah.
Are we a fan of vampire gimmicks? Are we a fan of vampires?
Actually, me and the missus just rewatched Twilight series.
I was gonna ask, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
What?
I will always be Team Jacob, but that's not to say I don't like the vampires.
Wow.
Okay.
Big Nosferatu guy. He's cool. Love him hanging dong. That's awesome.
What?
Have you not seen the new Nosferatu?
I don't know what that is either.
Okay, well that sounds crazy then if you have no clue. It's a movie about a vampire.
Who hangs dong. I'm in.
Yeah, and it's like Bill Skarsgård, and he's like a dead vampire who's like super zombified, and he gets out of his coffin and he's just hanging dong, and it's in your face. We watched it in like IMAX big screen, and it was
impressive.
One of my favorite things about the Twilight movies is how Edward will like put his hands down and then sits. If you've never noticed that,
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's so weird, but I love it. Like, sometimes I just like to get high and watch those movies because they are fucking hilarious.
Dude, they're such good. I don't care what anyone says. They're great movies. I don't care if every actor acting in it is miserable and hates it. I love it. It's perfect. I'm going to see Mickey 17 tonight. He's got Edward Cullen in it. I'm very excited.
There you go. I only saw a few of the Twilights. My daughter wanted me to watch them because she was a fan, and she told me without a doubt that if I was Team Jacob, that I was like disowned as her father. So,
ow. Okay.
Yeah,
she's a vampire fan.
She's a vampire fan for sure, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm Team Edward.
Just don't show her Nosferatu.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
or don't show her From Dusk Till Dawn either.
Is there Dusk from Dawn in that?
There's Dusk from something in there.
Something. From Dusk to Dawn sounds like something you pick up in a gas station movie bin.
Put it this way: if you put on From Dusk Till Dawn, you will not win any Father of the Year awards.
Oh, I ain't winning them anyway. But
yeah, you are. You're a great father. Last night we actually, I like to watch movies as much as we can, but like sometimes it's just not in the cards. But I watched Creed 3 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, okay, afternoon movies.
In the afternoon, I had the house to myself. I didn't want to do anything; just wanted to watch a movie. And that's because I rented a movie. It was in French. There was no option for English, and I couldn't get my Crave account to play like English movies, so everything was coming up French, and I was on the verge of losing it. Watched Creed 3, and then in the evening, no, in English.
Okay.
In Anglais. And then in the evening, I watched a new movie called One of Them Days.
Okay.
SZA is in it, and another incredible actress, and it was a lot of fun. Kiki Palmer and SZA.
Okay.
It's really good.
Oh, that's the one where they like got to make rent or something.
Yes,
Right?
it gave me
I've been wanting to see that. I saw a trailer for that. Is that still in theaters or is that like past theaters?
It's past. It's on streaming now. But
I try not to watch a lot of movies about trying to make rent because that's my daily life.
I feel better about my situation.
Okay, it's like I'm just trying to avoid that.
Yeah, let's go waste money on a movie about needing to pay rent when I need that money to pay rent.
That's vicious circle.
Blair, do you have like a IMDb? Not an IMDb. What's it called? A letterbox?
Letterboxd? I do.
What is it?
It is. I think it's Thick Nolte with 3 C's.
Okay, I'm gonna get you to send that to me off air. I got one too.
Okay.
It's a burner. It's got a secret name on it. So I'll give it to you privately.
And like, I will always leave like a little review, but they are just the dumbest things. Like for Runaway Jury, I watched that last weekend because I saw a clip on TikTok. I was like, I want to see this.
Yeah.
So my little review is, so this isn't a sequel to Runaway Bride. Just stupid stuff like that. Yeah.
Sweet. I love it. I'm in.
Okay.
You're trolling.
I am, but I got a wrestling question for you because I was looking online today and somebody posted this question and I wanted your thought on it. And it's basically the question is, in the best way you can, what does the roar of the crowd feel like?
Okay, that's a good question.
Like warm apple pie.
That's a good answer.
Name that movie.
I don't know. You ever like you nature guy?
A little bit.
You ever go on hikes?
I've done a couple. When I was in BC, I did some.
Okay. You ever like do a bit of a trek, get to a lake and jump in?
I haven't done that.
Okay, so think like I'm going specific with like the crowd work because obviously there's different ones. Yeah. You know, there's like a heartwarming one that kind of, you know, it's like a hello after a while kind of feeling, and that one's more common. But if I want to get like genuine with it, I would say the most like vivid, intense crowd roar that I've experienced is akin to going for a long hike and jumping in an ice cold lake, expecting it to be warm. And it's just kind of a shock to your system. Just your whole body, nerves, everything turns right on. And you're just very hyper aware and everything just feels almost euphoric, I think is a good word for it. I would say that probably.
Now, is that the same for the cheering and the boos, or do you get a different vibe when you're getting cascaded with boos?
So I haven't done much bad boy stuff in my career. I've been very, as you can tell by my very lovable face, I'm pigeonholed as a cheeky underdog good guy, which is fine. I love it. But I've recently experienced being a bad guy down in the States. And I would say it's a different experience. And I don't know, maybe down the road it will become the same. But because I'm so new to it and kind of trying a lot of these things for the first time, it's more of like a, when I get like a good bad reaction, like a good boo, it's more of like a, oh, thank God that worked. You know, it's like relief. I'm not bombing. This is going okay. Let's go. So it's a bit different. Yeah, getting a good roar as a bad guy right now almost feels more just like a weight off my shoulders than anything else.
That's interesting.
That's fair. Am I mistaken, or because I know in a few weeks you have a dog collar match coming up? Am I mistaken in thinking that you just had one not too long ago as well?
I just had 2. Yeah. Yeah. January 4th for 365, I wrestled in a dog collar match against a fella named Devin Shooter, phenomenal wrestler. And that was fun. That was my first kind of foyer into it. Foyer. I don't know if that's the right word. It sounded cool.
Yeah, it works.
That was my first dabble. And
even if it was the wrong word, I'd have been like, yep, I'm sold. Whatever he just said.
Cool. Sweet. I like it. You're my kind of guy. The second one was with Eddie Ross, who's a newer guy out of Vancouver, out of Lionsgate Dojo. Good kid. Yeah, it was like a blow off to our feud in February. And that one was a lot more hectic and kind of violent, more so than the first one. And now we're heading into number 3. So I think I've got a better idea of what I'm getting into. And it
So
was very
that
convenient going from never ever doing one to doing 3 over the course of 4 months.
really quick. But yeah, that first one, how do you
Mhm.
prepare for something like that when that's pitched to you and you're like, well, I've never done it, but I'm down. Where do you go to get the inspiration for that dog collar match? Like, who do you hitting up? Or because they're coming back. Dog collar matches are coming back. I'm seeing
They're
quite a
coming
few of
back.
them popping up.
They're coming back. AEW, I feel like, had a lot to do with them coming back. But also, there's an indie guy who went super viral last Mania weekend for doing dog collars. Mad Dog
Conley.
Mad Dog Conley.
He's from around my way.
Okay.
So he's from around
a dream
Midwest.
opponent of mine. He's badass, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's cool as shit. He actually just got announced for a show I'm doing Mania weekend. He's doing a dog collar match there. So
Would it happen to be this show?
oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
You had that ready to go.
I was going to be putting this up in our tidbits section, but since you mentioned it, what better time than now?
What better time than now?
What better place than here? What better time than now? Rage Against the Machine.
I got to say, my first Mania weekend was last year, and I watched that show. I went to that show not knowing who he was, not even knowing Mad Dog was on the card. I just went because it had Timothy Thatcher versus Daniel Makabe, and I wasn't about to miss that. And he wrestled Damos 666, I want to say. I believe someone 666. And they had one of the gnarliest matches I've ever seen in my life. And I was watching it, and I was sitting next to a couple friends, including Amira. And I think we were both hooked after that. That was cool. And since then, we both kind of wanted to dip our toes in dog collar matches. And I was lucky enough to get it a bit sooner than her, but she got the big hen. So props to her.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So this will be your second Mania weekend then?
Yes. First one with bookings.
Okay. And how are you feeling heading into that? Because, I mean, the way the year has gone, I mean, January was a slog to get through, but February, snap your fingers, it was over, and we're already middle of March. I mean, WrestleMania weekend's a month away.
Yeah, it's exciting. I have some good training partners that I'm rolling around with a lot that are kind of keeping me in good ring shape. I took 8 months off, kind of late 2024 into the beginning of late 2023 into the beginning of 2024. So I haven't even been back full time for a year. Actually, it's come my first match back is I think just coming up or just passed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm for the first time kind of at like a full-time schedule again, like every weekend, which is really cool. So I'm feeling very kind of on my game, very excited. A lot to prove, whether it's like, big matches, small matches, like just getting out there, showing face. I'm very excited. I'm very lucky. The only 2 bookings I have are with companies that run regularly out here that are running down there, which is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, an opportunity is an opportunity. It doesn't matter. Like they're still, they got big names on their shows. They're going to draw people, and I'm just going to do what I can do.
Yeah. Cause I think like WrestleCore, they just announced that they have like Zack Sabre Jr. appearing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I want to go just to see him wrestle on the indies. I don't need WrestleMania weekend. I just want to go and watch him.
Right.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat.
You just want to go see Zack Sabre Jr. fly home? That's it?
Yeah, okay. That's it. I'm good.
There's nothing wrong with that. You said this is your second WrestleMania weekend, first one with bookings. Like, how important is it? Because we talk to a lot of independent wrestlers doing what we do, and all of them always talk about Mania weekend. Weekend. They want to get there. They want to. What can you maybe some advice for somebody watching that wants to tackle Mania weekend? How excited are you for it? How important is it? Like, what's the vibes like?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory how important it is. Every major person from the major companies are going to be all around, and that's not saying there's going to be eyes at every show. To assume that there's going to be someone at every show that can make your dreams come true and discover you is, I feel, a bit far-fetched of an idea. But I don't know. I'm kind of heading into it, and I guess because it's my first one with bookings, this will either prove to be a good idea or a bad idea, and I will learn and move forward. But I'm heading in the same I do kind of for any booking, I'm preparing myself, I'm training, and I'm excited. I'm trying not to get any more nervous for it than I would for a regular show. And I think that's kind of my go-to for all bookings, is to just try to treat them as an opportunity to train for, more so than kind of a big spectacle that's above you. And yeah, trial and error. I to anyone that's like, oh, shouldn't I? Just do it. Last year I showed up. I had no bookings. I hung out. I got to see a Punjabi prison match. That was dope as hell. I got to see a lot of sick wrestlers do sick things, and I got to hang out with friends. So, like worst case scenario, you get no bookings and you get to go on a trip with your friends. And if nothing else, that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Was that Punjabi prison match? Was that cage as awful in person as it looked on the screen?
It wasn't that bad.
No, it looked pretty bad in comparison to what we were used to, but the match was fun.
So there was a show locally. I won't name names because I don't want to throw sticks and stones. That had a Punjabi prison match. And it was like 8 pieces of bamboo taped to the ropes around the sides of the ring. And they ended up, it was like an 8-minute match, and they were only in the ring for 2 minutes of it, and they didn't use the bamboo once.
That feels like a wasted opportunity. Interesting.
Big expectations, low execution, I think.
Yeah.
Fair.
And that's not to besmirch the company. That's not dragging any mud. It's hard to do it. Like I couldn't make a Punjabi prison match.
Yeah, I couldn't build one of those things.
Sorry, my wife is texting me right now. I can see on my phone. She's laughing at me talking about the one that just happened locally because it's so funny. She can hear me from the other room shit talking.
Okay, well, let's take this time. We will.
Hello, this is Tyler.
Maybe we will do some tidbits here, and then we'll get back into things because Elliot hasn't experienced tidbits. So
my wife does the same thing. She's like, "What are you talking about down there? I can hear you."
Oh, mine just says, "Did you have fun doing your show?" And I'm like, "Yes." And that's the extent of it. Oh, that's good. Okay,
that's good.
We'll do some tidbits now.
All right.
Hey, it's Blairs tidbits.
Tidbits! Tidbits! Tidbits, Blairs! Tidbits, Blair! Beep boop bop! Tidbits!
Tidbits!
Okay.
We should explain. So we love the movie 22 Jump Street, and in that we love the movie 22 Jump Street.
Okay.
And in that movie, Jonah Hill's character does slam poetry, if you haven't seen it. And from that slam poetry, we would always recite it on here. And then Dustin, who does some work with Love Wrestling, he created that incredible graphic for us.
Because I'd be like, it's time for tidbits. Beep, boop, bop.
Because it's like Timbits. It's
exactly.
Great.
So
I've never had a Timbit because we don't have
Tim Hortons. I was about to ask if they had Tim Hortons where you were.
I will say this: if I go into Michigan deep enough, there are some Tim Hortons around, but it's never anywhere that like I'm at because I'm like close enough to Canada, or I could, but not close enough, I guess.
Are you a Dunkin' guy? Dunkin' Donuts? Do they have that there?
They do have Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not a huge coffee guy. I'm an energy drink guy.
Oh, okay. What's your go-to?
Energy drink? Anything with caffeine in it. It doesn't really matter, man.
Did you have that iced vanilla berry Red Bull?
I did. That was interesting.
I loved it.
It was I like the watermelon one that they have from Red Bull. Coffee, I'm a black coffee guy or a dirty chai latte.
Oh.
Or a pumpkin spice latte because I am a...
You can't. I like black coffee, but I also like 2 of the sugariest, sweetest coffee beverages of all time.
No, I don't think they're that sugary and sweet.
A pumpkin spice latte, sir?
But I get one like one a season.
Oh, okay. Here I was thinking it was like every Friday morning.
No, like when they in August when they're like the pumpkin spice lattes are back, I get one and then I'm like I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just drink I don't know. But yeah.
That's like me with a McGriddle. You can only get one a year, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, there's certain things that you're like, I love it, but I can't drink this every day.
Yeah, I love it, and that's why I won't have it every day.
Yeah, I love it. I love it enough to stay away from it.
So tidbits, we always like to just talk about upcoming matches, things like that, and we just run through the graphics. West Coast Pro, they announced Vinny Massaro versus MVP coming up beginning of April.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were wondering what MVP was going to be up to. Rev Pro announced Mercedes Monet versus Kanji.
Okay.
I'm all about Mercedes. You know, I'm a big fan. So hell yeah. Some WrestleMania weekend stuff. Starlight Kid and Azumi are going to be there. Fucking rights.
Yeah.
Maya World versus Rina Yamashita at the Marvelous show.
That's gonna be good.
And we talked about how WrestleCon has Butterbean versus Masato Tanaka with Dan.
You're not putting that graphic up again, are you?
I'm not putting that graphic up, but they announced another match and it's incredible.
Is it better?
It's Mickey James.
Oh, nice. That's going to be awesome.
This is going to be the show of the weekend.
Oh my God.
And this next graphic, it's for a show that passed, but I saw one of the wrestlers on there and I'm like, this is the greatest gimmick that I have ever seen. And I've already reached out to him on Facebook to see if I can get him for an interview.
Oh, no.
His name is Stone Cold Steve Harvey.
I
absolutely love it.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I got to get him on the podcast because I love that gimmick. I watched some of his stuff.
I got to just be friends with that guy. I don't even.
Yeah,
I just want to hang out with Stone Cold Steve Harvey. Could you imagine like hanging out like at a diner after a show with him, and he's just like, "Survey says."
Hell yeah! Yeah, I want to know how that brain works. I feel like he's going to be a cool cat.
Yeah, so hopefully he gets back to me. You know?
Stone Cold Steve Harvey, if you're watching this, we all want to just be friends with you.
Stone Cold Steve Harvey, we know you're a fan of the show, so follow us on whatever you're on.
Yeah,
and talk to us.
Hell
I'll take you out to dinner.
Yeah. Boom. So I'm okay. Cool. Okay, I'm hyped.
That's all he wanted to do. That's the only reason the show exists. He wanted to put that graphic on. I was like, I'm good.
I've been sitting on that one for a few days, and I forgot I had it.
You didn't even send that to me at the PMs
because I wanted to surprise you. You know, I'm all about popping you on air. So I mean,
hell yeah, you popped me a lot on air.
I had mentioned earlier.
That's the face I was looking for.
I mentioned earlier to Elliot that I have a package, an unopened package of NEW trading cards here. A good friend of mine from out in BC sent it to me. Thank you very much, Matt. I'm going to open it on air. We're going to rifle through there, and we're going to get some. This is going to channel the shoot era VHS tapes that you used to get from Ara Video.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we're going high spots, premium exclusive. Pay $8.99 a month for this shoot.
Ooh.
I'll mention this only because I saw your back and forth with Drexel about Roddy Piper, and I actually bought a Roddy Piper shoot DVD for $5 at a used bookstore.
As he's opening up those packs, and he mentioned Drexel, how was that to get some opportunity to mix it up with a legend? And he was like on the verge of retirement. You brought him back. How was that going up against that guy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I want to say every opportunity to step in the ring with a legend is a good opportunity, but he proved me wrong. So that's awesome. You're welcome, Drexel, for making you relevant again, and I hope you see this.
He will. I'll clip it.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Now, I won't go through everyone because there's quite a stack here. You know, NEW did a great job getting everyone, you know, some love. But
will I know any of these people?
I'm sure you will. How about good old Mr. Ferguson?
Oh, I love Fergie. Love him with all my heart.
We've got
not very shooty.
We've got one of Logo's favorites, Taryn from accounting.
Hey, TFA,
the
GOAT.
We've got Bambi Hall,
sister-in-law. I love her.
See,
shoot sister-in-law.
Yep.
Oh,
nice.
Very
cool.
My wife. What a promo picture. Look at her doing that.
Yeah, you're kind of this. They go more this way. There you go.
There we go.
God,
Okay.
Gorgeous.
Oh, okay. How about Mr. Judas?
Yeah, he's all right.
He's okay.
Probably one of the most handsome humans I've ever met in my life. But besides that,
Like his
Besides that, I just don't get it.
I don't get it. No,
He's absolutely stunning and gorgeous, but other than that, I don't understand.
Yeah, stunning, gorgeous, talented, athletic. But like outside of that, what does he really have?
Yeah.
Good old Daniel Makabe.
Greatest technical wrestler of all time.
How about, someone you're very familiar with over at 365?
Eddie Osborne,
Yeah.
very influential. I think it's hard to find a person in BC that he hasn't helped or worked with in some way. I think his fingerprints are all over the territory, and for good reason.
I think it's very impressive what 365 has been doing, especially the past, I'll say, year and a bit. Like,
dude, it's
they've
incredible.
it.
We did last weekend. Sorry, we'll get back to bits in a second.
Yeah.
Last weekend, we were two towns that are notorious for not having the most fans. They're just smaller towns. They average like 40, 50 fans a show. Just last weekend, the hype was all there, and one of the shows had 150, and the other show had over 200. We had to turn people away. They're they're hitting small towns every weekend. They're trying to hit 100 shows this year. They run multiple promos. They're phenomenal, man. Eddie is one of the smartest guys I know.
He's built a very good roster of guys who are just going in every weekend and crushing it. You had mentioned the name, and I recorded a podcast with him. It's coming out this upcoming week. Josh Cadwell.
Yeah, I was traveling when we were talking about it.
Yeah, dude is great. I watched some of his matches, incredible, and like even to chat with, just an absolute gem.
He's amazing. He's one of the funniest guys I've ever met. I don't think the matches are live yet, but he had one recently with Jude and one recently with Trav. When those hit YouTube, watch those. It shows that he's not just like a small town guy. He can have those big matches. He can hang with the big guys. He's incredible. I would say he's one of the next up in the province.
How about Mr. Eli Surge?
Oh, my best friend. Eli Surge, fun fact, married me and my wife. He was the ordained minister.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I did an LPW show with Eli Surge. I swear. So those are like 5 to 10 minutes long. Him and I talked for almost 2 hours. And just first interaction I ever happened, that was like we were like old friends. Super nice guy. He
is one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. Met through wrestling like almost 10 years ago now. Weren't friends at first, actually. It's a story for another day, but I hated him at first, and he knows that. He pissed me off the first time we met, and I couldn't stand him. But he ended up growing on me, and we ended up working a job together where we were together 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, and he married me and my wife. I was the best man at his wedding. I love him. He's one of the greatest human beings of all time.
Nice. Talk about promo pics. Hey, look at that stance.
Look at that shitty little hair. Can I swear?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Look at that shitty little hair. Look at that shitty little gear. His face, whack. His hair, whack. The way he puts on his boots, whack. Me, I'm dope as fuck. That guy sucks.
How does he put on his boots?
If you're talking about hair,
oh,
those locks.
You know what? When he first went bald, I was like, I don't know, because I loved that hair.
Yeah.
But now it's hard to picture him without hair. Just someone who can really pull off any look. Just another, like Jude, just gorgeous, stunning, handsome.
Was that Travis Williams with hair? I couldn't tell.
It was.
Okay, yeah. I said the same. I actually asked him about that. He goes, I just needed a new look. And I was like, but them gold locks, man, those are tough. He's like, it was tough, but he's a badass. He can do it all.
We'll do two more. We'll do two more.
All right.
One of my favorite tag teams out there.
I love Reloaded. Yeah, Cornerstone. You would be hard pressed to find a team that has done as much as consistently as them over the last 8 years.
And we'll do this one because everybody already loves the Voros twins. So these guys don't have single cards. This is back when they teamed up. Good old State of Emergency. Sebastian.
Okay, I thought you were going Voros twins for a second. I was nervous.
Nah.
Voros twins, boo. State of Emergency,
yeah.
love State of Emergency as a tag. one of the coolest teams I've ever watched. They could have a good match with anyone. As singles, so good, so well-rounded. You would be hard to find two people with more, I don't like the word, but with more aura than them. They come across as superstars. They help out. They do everything. You know, you always hear about like, you got to do as much behind the scenes as in front of the scenes, kind of to be like a locker room leader. And they both define that. Wolf is so helpful with so many locals on health and diets and working out. And he's so helpful in helping people figure that out. And Miles is, I would say, the most underappreciated wrestler in Canada, West Coast, Canada, all of it. He is so good, and he's so willing and open to giving any bit of help, any bit of advice that he can. And I know he'll give me little tidbits when we're at class together or just after my match at a show that just like such a little thing that takes him 5 seconds to say that he just notices that will like change my game and improve everything. It's just incredible dudes. Incredible dudes.
Hell yeah. So I know Miles is going to be at the LPW show that aired last night.
Yeah.
Is he facing off with your favorite?
MRB.
Yeah.
Tim and MRB. And I know it hasn't happened yet, but this is airing after the fact. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, how good of a match was that, fellas?
Oh, so good.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
How good of a match, right? Like, everyone knew it was going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was going to be good. It was amazing. They tore it down.
I'm so happy to see Miles back wrestling. He had to take some time off, injuries and that, but he's back. And like from everything I've heard and seen, like dude has absolutely been crushing it. And like last night was proof even more so. So like glad
insanity.
Yeah.
Spencer got a black eye and everything. It was crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
MRB threw him off the second balcony. It was nuts. Right into Boris's announce table. It was insane.
Crazy town.
Hell yeah. Are you like, what do you have planned for the future? Like you've got WrestleMania weekend. Do you like, how far out do you normally plan your adventures in wrestling?
I try. The furthest booking I have from now is in September. I try not to book that far in advance just because I like to like cluster, kind of like I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what state I'm going to be in mentally or physically. And I feel like if I'm planning more than 2 months out in advance, I'm just kind of like not being fair to the possibilities because anything can happen. And if you plan that far and then something cool comes up, I'm a big believer in staying loyal to your bookings, and I don't want to miss big opportunities. So I would say Mania weekend is the biggest thing I have coming up. Prestige, Roseland. And I almost kind of group that into Mania weekend because that's on the 12th. And then I fly out on the 14th to Vegas.
Okay.
So it's almost kind of like in the same kind of area vibe. So I'm counting that all as like one big group. But no, yeah, I got a ton coming up, man. Like just a bunch of 365 almost every weekend. Last 2 weekends I did stuff with 365. Next 3 weekends in a row I do stuff with 365, and I'm having a blast. I'm getting to work a lot of their newer guys, and I love that. And also I've been very lucky to help a lot of really good Americans kind of get up to 365 and dip their toes in the Canadian water. And I've gotten to see so many of them have great matches up here, like Platonic Romance got up here. Richie Coy and Damien Desire, they are phenomenal. Pluggo, if you don't know who they are, check them out. Richie Coy, dude, next big thing in pro wrestling, insane. Just a complete hybrid of like World of Sport and Lucha Libre in such a cool way. And Damien is one of the most freakishly athletic human beings I've ever met. But them coming up, and it's just a lot of that. It's just a lot in the area for the next little while.
I will always.
I love that. By the way, I do not know who those people are, but because of this podcast and because of becoming part of Love Wrestling in the Canadian, I get to learn about so many more wrestlers that I had no idea about, which is always my favorite thing.
Well, Damien is from Arizona and Richie's from Cali, LA, so they're Americans. They've just been coming up a lot.
No way.
And if you got IWTV, they had a really good match with Midnight Heat at Prestige recently. Highly recommend that.
I will always love how much of a hype man you are for like your friends and your fellow wrestlers, because like without you, I know I wouldn't hear or find out about some of these people. So I'm always very appreciative of it.
Of course, I always relate it to like when I first broke in, and there wasn't a lot of like, I mean, just where I was. There obviously was in specific areas, but where I was, there wasn't a lot of like people my age. There was like me and Liza, kinda, and we were just constantly trying to hype each other up and get each other out there and get more bookings. And I'll always remember how hard it was doing that with no real cheerleaders in the corner per se. So I always just try to remember that, and like if I meet someone and they're a good wrestler and a good person, I will do anything in my power, even if it's just like one person from another country that just watches their match on YouTube and that's it. One more fan, I'll take it. But like if they're good and they're good people, like I will do anything in my power. I know how hard it is to get anyone to kind of notice you. So
that's what we need more of in this community. It's about spreading the love, spreading the wealth, man. Spreading the power of positivity is important, because we always hang on the negatives, and that's a good vibe to have.
Because I know I always want to see good things happen to good people. So that's like the amount of times where I've told people like, hey, if you're ever through town, you need a place to stay. You know, we got a room, we got a couch. You're more than welcome, because like I want to see people succeed. And sometimes, you know, it's tough for them to put themselves out there, you know? So just knowing you have like a safety net, like if you're ever in town, you got a place, you got a warm meal, you're going to be okay, you know? So.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. My house is basically a hotel. you know?
Speaking of, is that paint? What is that painting called?
Pardon?
What's that painting behind you called? I've been staring at it this whole interview.
That one?
Did you do that?
I did not do that. My wife did that.
What does she call?
Of the two little things over there, the house, the walls are covered in artwork that she has done.
Nice.
Wow.
Very good painter. She's very talented.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you a crafty kind of guy?
By what definition?
Like, your wife enjoys painting. Do you have like artistic medium?
Could you paint that paint behind you? Could you paint that?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not an artsy craftsy person. I wish I was. I do. I love singing. I'm tone deaf. I love guitar. I can't figure out these digits. I'm a hike guy. I'm a nature guy. I wish I could like take a nice photo going out or something, but it ain't for me.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I'll take this because we're almost out of time. And what we always like to do is, eventually we're going to get a graphic board, but we like to do Indie in a Minute, a quick little synopsis of an upcoming show that, if people are in town for that, they can go check out. They, maybe watch it if it's streaming, but just something different that we might not normally talk about. And reality of wrestling, fix your graphics first off, but March 30th, they are doing a show. A few matches already announced. They got Sam Holloway versus Cappuccino Jones. You will also see Chandler Hopkins versus AJ Francis, Eli Knight versus Wes Lee, and I had to pop there. And you're going to see JC Jane versus LPW alumni Gigi Ray. So if you are down in Texas City, Texas, I assume that's like New York City, New York, make sure you go down, check it out. It'll be a lot of fun.
That's like the most star-studded Indie in a Minute we've ever done.
I know.
Yeah.
That's stacked. Jesus. Wow. Let's go. I saw some Cappuccino Jones on Evolve last week. He was pretty good. The first time I ever watched him.
He's good. I haven't seen
not
him.
bad,
I want to.
Not bad.
I relate to the name.
Right? My wife goes, Cappuccino Jones. Why is that? I said, because he loves coffee.
Obviously.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here
Cold brew. He had cold brew across his butt. And she's like, cold brew? The guy's a fan of coffee.
He likes coffee. He knows what he likes.
Yeah.
He likes what he likes, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to make an entire wrestling career out of this.
So, I mean, that's going to wrap things up for us. So, I mean, I will, myself, you can find me at Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast up on all social media platforms, up on all podcast streaming, and every weekend with that guy doing this show, not Elliot, but for exposure.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be with Elliot.
Well, maybe you never know. So
I've never been kicked off the stream before.
check out the first weekend in April to see who my guest is going to be for that week. You never know. But Pluggo, you can go, and then we'll let Elliot plug.
Well, you know me. You can find Pluggo all over social media. Search Pluggo. You'll find my face. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. with JPJ for Between Two Beards. Every weekend with you at 4ExposurePod on Twitter. And then all my writings are up on lovewrestling.ca as well. My top fives of the week and LPW preview shows.
Hell yeah. Elliot, where can they find you? If there is anything you would like to plug, if you have any book recommendations, here is your chance.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're a reader?
Did I reference a book in the past? Or no?
I don't think so. That was just random.
Oh, okay. So
Are you?
you're? I'm not sure. I recently changed my Twitter handle, X handle. I forget what it is, but just look up Elliot Tyler. You'll find it. My letterbox is Deadbolt, and book recommendations: Monk of Mocha. It's a story about a guy who is from low income, living in LA, and he comes up and he ends up going to Qatar, where his family's from, to re-boom their kind of coffee industry, because that's where the coffee bean originated from. And then he gets caught in a civil war, and it's kind of his whole life story. And it's a great book. I finished it like a year and a half ago, and I think about it almost daily.
That could make like a good movie.
Yes, it could. And I hope one day.
And your Twitter handle is EllieBoy98.
Nice. It is still that. Okay, I wasn't sure if I changed it or not.
Got you. I got you.
Your social media game's on point. I very much enjoy when I see an Elliot Tyler tweet pop up on my,
Thank you.
stream.
I appreciate that. I used to put a lot of work into it, and it went nowhere, and now it's just kind of half-assing it, and it's going great.
Hell yeah.
That's how it works on Twitter. When you just half-ass it, it's better.
Every time.
All right. That's going to be it for us. Make sure you shoot Elliot a follow. Make sure you check him out on those upcoming shows. Make sure you, stay tuned for more of the incredible stuff we bring you. Thank you so much for checking us out this week. Peace in the streets.